but if they see Sex in the City, then are they still off the list?
No, if they see Sex in the City the first weekend, I want nothing to do with them.
You wouldn't have any women today. All right, good luck. You've had a hard time as it is already. Time now for another edition of the G-Note, hotter than a steamy soap opera. Hey, hot sex is not usually associated with finding renewable sources of energy, but it's a literal orgy under the microscope of my next guest, who's hot on the trail of what could be the next big thing for fuel. Who knew algae was so sexy and could be a solution to our dependence on Middle East oil? Joining me now, he is the CEO of Valcent Products, Glenn Kurtz. Welcome to Happy Hour. Boy, as I was looking at this, I was like, algae, that's that pond scum that we see everywhere,
Absolutely.
Right? That's the type of algae you're talking about?
That's what we're talking about. Pond scum, rock snot, pick a name.
So, Glenn, this is going to be the solution potentially for our energy problems. Tell us why.
Well, if you look at alternative fuels, there's solar power, wind power. Most of these things push electrons around.
Okay.
The reality is our global economy is still powered off the internal combustion engine. So we've got to find an alternative for pulling up fossil fuel. And the reality is if you've been in a car or a plane, any type of internal combustion engine, you're running off algae already. It's stuff that was laid down millions of years ago. A single cell of algae will have 50 to 70% of its body weight in a high-grade vegetable oil.
Really?
And we can convert that vegetable oil into fuel.
So now, when I was reading about this, the government had actually looked into research of algae as a source of energy years ago, but they stopped the research. Why? And now why this new sudden interest again?
Well, one, we had a change in administration, but when oil was $40 a barrel, the incentive wasn't really there. It was easier to just go out and dig a hole in the ground and pull it up. But now at 100 plus, okay, with a little bit of backtracking, the interest is there, and we think that we can do it where we're cost competitive with traditional fossil fuels.
Okay, and so what are the pros and the cons? Because there's always a pro and con in everything, and people are worried about global warming, the pollution, and then the cost factor.
Well, one of the pros is obvious that even though when we burn this fuel, we're releasing carbon, we're recycling the carbon. So we capture the carbon, put it into the fuel, we burn the fuel, we release the carbon. So it's a recyclable, renewable resource.
Okay.
The con is the fact that the capital equipment cost, is considerable. So it's expensive to set it up, to get it operational.
I mean, how much, for example, algae do you have to say, run a car?
Well, let me give you
back and forth, from your
Let me give you the comparison is the same on a barrel of oil. Okay, but if we look at to give you some idea of what we're shooting for, if we took 1/10 of the state of New Mexico from a land area standpoint and we converted that into algae production, we could potentially power all of the vehicles in the United States.
How far are you from actually us using algae to fill up our cars?
Well, I think we're 18 to 24 months to being at the pilot stage to really prove the concept, and then maybe a couple of years after that, we'll actually be pumping our gas.
What happens if oil then drops again to, say $75 a barrel? Then do you encounter a problem?
No, I think we're still competitive at that price.
And do you have any government support? That's like the big thing that all these tax breaks for oil companies. Are they helping companies like yours?
We're working on that, but the bulk of the money that's come into this play have been from private investors.
All right. Well, continued success and good luck to you, because I know we definitely need some alternatives out there.
We're going to keep working it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to meet you. Glenn Kurtz, he's the CEO of Valcent Products. All right.